I feel like
room for...
we need an episode on the Toronto Mayoral race. Because
definitely.
Not as
it's
just
incredible.
like on a micro level, like who's good, who's bad, because that's fun and we can do that. But also
the community response.
What it means. Because David Moskrop had a tweet and I just felt like it hit home. He was trying to be funny. But it was like, I figured Toronto should just not have a mayor for a few years and backpack across Europe and figure out what they want. And
Did you see my response to that one?
I think I liked it, or I
was like, we need to take the entire collective raccoon population.
Yes, I read that out loud to my mom and she laughed. That was actually I shared that one with her.
I stand by that statement.
But it's funny and we're frustrated, but there's some reality to it. Like, just like, what the fuck is going on? And why is the left cannibalizing itself in that race? Like, we're on a total...
Are we? I actually think we're doing quite good in this race, believe it or not.
Who's then? Who are you voting for?
Okay,
Olivia Chow dangling this carrot in front of voters forever?
I'm going to say something. First of all, what we're doing good is the community response. I mean, this Twitter campaign against Saunders, Balayo, and...
That's not good enough, but
it's incredible.
Did you know his name was Bradford?
Bradford. God... like, oh my goodness.
Eric Wickham.
It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. But
it's not nice to make fun of someone's name, but
I do have to kind of say something which is a little bit painful for me, because I hold myself to very high standards in terms of who I support. I'm kind of down for Josh Matlow. I'm kind of down. My standards are so...
You sound like an NDP voter, though. Would he be your choice?
No. Here's what I'm saying.
He's the Matlow, lesser evil.
No. First of all, he's not establishment anyone. Let's be clear. The Liberals don't like him. The NDP don't like him. The Conservatives don't like him. He's kind of on his own. It's kind of funny.
Okay. I mean, I like that part about him. But, like,
there's
value in saying that nobody who's been in there deserves to be in there again.
I'm good at reading people. Josh Matlow, he's genuine. He's a completely genuine person. He is too centrist for my liking, but at the end, here's the thing. I feel like he would not actively harm Toronto. I think he might accomplish a few things that might be good.
So tell me how you don't sound like an NDP voter now.
Because it's not like... Oh my God. No, I know what you mean, but he's not establishment anyone. Like,
that's okay, but like, he's centrist.
Okay,
that's the status quo.
Let me put it this way. I lost faith in electoralism, and Josh Matlow will at least not harm, and then we can do organizing outside of it. But he's not exciting enough that the left will stop organizing if he wins.
Oh, okay. That's a valid argument. I see what you mean there, because that is a big fear of mine, that like when the NDP wins, everyone's like, sweet, I got 4 years off, maybe 3. We start prepping for the next election. We're good. And then, they're just chopping down forests and raiding indigenous camps. So you're just like, shit, that's dangerous, right?
Yeah. What I'm saying is,
okay,
having completely given up on the meaning of all of it.
We'll still keep working.
Exactly.
We'll still have to fight for our lives, but
it's like, if we're gonna pretend that it matters, like, at least have someone like it. Like, and here's the thing. Okay.
What about like a Chloe Brown, or you just don't believe?
Oh no, Chloe Brown's great. She's not gonna win. She's not gonna win. She's not gonna win.
What happened to like running to just send a different message, though?
Oh no, absolutely. Run to send the message. She's not going to win, though.
She's not even your pick? That doesn't even earn her your pick?
No, but okay, here's the thing. Because I saw the polling, right? Josh Matlow, he's not known, but he's polling at 18%, right? Polling at first and second was Olivia Chow, if she runs. Probably not going to run. And Mark Saunders, right? But Mark Saunders is going to get hammered. So Mark Saunders, bad Bradford, as I like to call him.
You think Mark Saunders stands no chance?
I think he stands no chance.
Polling where he
Conservatives don't like him. Conservatives don't like him. He's polling where he is because... No, they love cops, but they don't... First of all, they actually... They think he was weak on crime. It's hilarious. What's defeating him is that he wasn't good enough of a cop. It's so funny. But he's polling high because of name recognition.
So who do you think the right would vote for?
Hold on. Here's what I think.
You don't want to spoil
I think
it.
that Brad Bradford, Balayo, and Mark Saunders are all going to cannibalize their own votes. I think they're all going to split their own votes. I think
Anna would be so mad to hear you. Like, she likes to pretend she's middle of the road. Like,
oh
Matt
no,
Lowe's contender.
she's a conservative like the rest of them.
Yeah.
So they're all going to cannibalize each other's votes. Chloe Brown, I don't think is going to get too much support. Peñalosa's kind of just forgotten about.
I'm sorry, you were so excited when Gil ran again. I feel like he's just been forgotten.
I mean, as excited, I was just mostly like, I hold him to I actually think he's incredibly similar to Josh Matlow in the sense of like, oh my goodness, at least they'll give us bike lanes, you know?
Who would be your dream pick then? If you were the NDP and like they do in meddle in politics, I know like one of the...
Olivia Chow.
Oh yeah, okay.
Olivia Chow.
The polls kind of give you
she
that
would
answer.
win too. Like, and let's be honest, like it would be interesting because at least we know we could talk to her, you know? Like at least we could push her a little bit. Like Olivia Chow is pushable by the left. Like we could advocate for things. We could maybe get stuff done.
Can you imagine the pressure she must be feeling right now when you see those polls? And
yeah.
That's a lot of weight on
I
some
think
shoulders.
she's not going to run because I think she would have already announced already, given where she's at. Like, I think she's taken enough time.
You know, that's how I feel. But when people originally asked me when it became clear what we were headed for, I said I didn't think she would run. I just thought she was too busy, too happy in the role that she's playing. But I don't really know her all that well. So I'm just, it's total.
Yeah. No, and that's the
game.
thing. Like, once again, like, I think Josh Matlow being in the race is affecting it. I think she's seeing that he's doing well. I mean, he's not that well known and he's polling really high and there's a reason for that. And the thing that's interesting is I'm seeing a lot of like socialists on Twitter support Josh Matlow who are like, yeah, you know, he's a good guy. People who really pay attention to City Hall. And he's saying the right things in City Hall, you know? He is saying the right things. He has a good voting record. Occasionally he clowns, but he has a good voting record. You know, he's been consistent. He's voted for the right things. He says the right things.
It'll be interesting to see if Olivia doesn't run, who the progressive figureheads in the city, you know, the Jill, Andrew, the...
Josh.
You think they'll line up behind Josh?
The interesting thing is that the NDP actually they're not on his side. They're not on Peñalosa's side either. I think they're waiting for their person. But I think their person's just not going to come.
They're not waiting. They're actively seeking.
Oh no, yeah, but that's what I mean, and I don't think they're gonna find him. I don't think I think they would have found him already, and I think at
they
some
can't
point
even find somebody to really run as leader. They have trouble filling every riding. They don't,
and there's a reason for that.
But
there's
they
a reason
definitely, you know, usually line up behind a candidate.
Like, you know what's interesting? Like, man, like this Ontario place thing. I love how we're just talking municipal politics now. Like,
I mean,
anyway.
This about 55 minutes we shifted through another episode.
this Ontario place thing is interesting though, right? Because, you know, you're having a lot of really clown moments from the big three, I call them, you know, the Saunders, Balayo, Bradford, you know, like they're talking, you know, some of them support the spa, you know, they were, Anna Balayo was talking about, putting the science center there, which is like the kind of idiotic plan you come up with when you're just improvising on the spot. Right? And then you have like Josh Matlow, who's like, you guys are idiots. We're not moving anything. We're putting a park there. We're saving the trees there. People like green space. And you know what? You know, like, cause I live at, in the like King West area.
Yeah. So for folks who don't know, Ontario Place is like a huge stretch of our waterfront that is public land. It used to be an amusement park of sorts, but not roller coasters. Think, it's hard to describe, but it was, you had to pay admission to go in, but it was like a big playground.
Yeah. So I bring it up because like, I'm on Bathurst. I'm in the area, right? Yeah. And I can tell you that people here want green space more than they want some fucking rich person spa. Yeah. More than they want the science center's good where it is. I mean, for fuck's sake.
It was such an incredible...
We're literally building a whole subway thing to get there. Like, come on.
And stop picking on North York. North York hardly has anything. You can't take the science center from them. But the Ontario Place, the way it is connected to the exhibition grounds, or the old exhibition grounds, was such this really cool area. Back in the day, when the CNE was on, the bridge would be open and folks would just flow in and out of both spaces. What they've done to that whole space is just awful. The way they've sectioned it off with these big conference centers and parking lots. And then now to make the rest of the waterfront like inaccessible. That's one thing. In my stomping grounds, there's almost no public access to the water. We have very few beaches, even though we're on a lake. It's all private. It's all private, the nicest places. And that's an awful thing to do to a community.
Do you remember the No Jets and TO campaign?
Yeah, it still exists. Norm DiPasquale.
Good old Norm DiPasquale.
That's his
but like that was quite popular here, you know? So what I'm saying is Josh Matlow's plan, I know for a fact, is definitely more popular.
He seems plugged in. Like,
he is plugged in.
He's plugged into what people want, and he doesn't seem to have a right-wing agenda. So I know I kind of mocked you when you first declared your allegiance to Matlow. Just kidding. But I get it. Because the other ones coming at it from a real law, all of them are talking about law and safety in the TTC. They are clearly appealing to a certain, like, these are dog whistles. And
And Josh Matlow's like, let's deal with the root causes of poverty, you know? He's
or
like,
at least I'm not going to tackle either of them. I'm going to give you a park. Because, you know what I mean? That's an easy sell.
No. He's talking about addressing the root causes of poverty. He's talking about housing people. He is one of the strongest against the encampment evictions. He is completely against it. He was completely against it. He is incredibly in favor of housing people. He's looking. That's the thing. For me, if you ask me, where is Josh Matlow? He's a social democrat. I think he would fit right in a lot of European parliaments. You know,
we're gonna air this and tag him and see what he says. Will
Man, let's bring him on. Let's bring him on and talk. I mean, no, and this isn't to say I think Josh Matlow is like exciting to me. No, it's more that Toronto has been a complete shithole for so long that like this is probably the best it's gonna get for us. It's like he's not the leader we want, but he's the one we deserve, kind of deal. You know, like. You know what I mean? People
outside of Toronto would say you folks deserve Tory.
We deserve
Rob
Bradford.
That you really do need to back across Europe.